Hello, and welcome back to our divine message from our compassionate guides. As always, thank you so much for joining me. And if you have not, please like, share, and subscribe to stay up to date with the messages. Today, I am pulling from the Sacred Spirit Reading Cards by Anna Stark. So, as always, I'm pulling on what message our guides would like for us to have for today and look at and contemplate. So, let's find out. Today's message: lead the way. Light your own path. Allow yourself a moment. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just let that go. Allow yourself to be focused and centered as we open to hear about our message and get more details about being called to lead the way and light our own paths. The faithful deer is a creature of deep sensitivity, with heightened senses and a strong flight or fight response. The deer is always alert to the environment around them. Their swiftness is in response to the potential threats, allows them to escape any danger by running away at the slightest indication. This sensitivity and readiness of the deer requires a symbiotic relationship of trust with the physical senses. We are conditioned through various stages in our life to behave and act in a certain way, to please family, teachers, colleagues, and friends, and to allow others to dictate terms to our emotional well-being. Now is the time to ask yourself, what is it that you truly want or need in your life right now? Previously, you may have been or appeared naive and innocent. This has created vulnerable situations where you have not been able to fully comprehend your environment or the true intentions of others. In life, facing potential threats or confrontations is necessary, and sometimes you can't always avoid it. Like the deer, you may instinctively react, choosing to run away from your problems. However, that will not help this situation, and it will not help it to improve. Now you are being encouraged to connect strongly with your base instincts. What does your gut tell you about the situation? Be alert. Currently, personality conflicts are strong, and there is the potential to cause emotional distress. You must decide how you choose to approach. Do you need to face this person, or can you remove yourself from the situation peacefully? Like the deer totem, you may need to hold a torch for others to be guided down the positive paths or in a direction that was previously hidden. It is important to assist others when they do not have a light to guide them. Instinctively, you must learn to accept the changes in life and run peacefully with the flow of the universe. And our affirmation with this card: I choose my own way forward. I am guided and guiding light. I choose my own way forward. I am a guiding light. I choose my own way forward. I am a guiding light. One of the shadow aspects, which I think are very important to point out with this card, I very rarely cover the shadow aspect in these decks, but I feel like this is very appropriate for our current situation on the global scale, and even more into each North American countries. It's globally, really. The shadow aspect is authoritarian approaches, unable to share knowledge while avoiding conflict. So I think that's pretty appropriate. We're definitely in the times where authority and authoritarian approaches, especially with lots of things that are happening with what the governments are trying to do, and they're unable to share knowledge. We're not being told so much of the truth. So much of the truth, whether we talk about the unmentionable that you can't talk about on YouTube or you'll get banned, of the thing that was forced upon the populations all across this world that was going to be our savior. They're not talking about the truth and so much knowledge that's come out. You have to go hunting for the truth. You have to know where to look for it, because many people are still falling for the deception and the lies and aren't being shown the truth. Or we can even just talk about the this whole trans issue. There's a lot of deception behind it. There's a lot of authoritarianism on if you don't agree with what something's being perceived as, and you don't agree with things like being a woman and don't agree with a man being allowed to pretend he's a woman coming in the bathroom, well, the authority will come on to you that you are the racist, the bigot, the intolerant one. So we have this approaching in many different ways and all around us. So we are really being called that shadow aspect is here, but we need to choose our way forward and trust our gut instinct. Trust that we are being guided in the most appropriate way and that we will find the truth, because if you are looking for the truth will find you. And I know this for a fact. When I started meditating early on, I started seeing things that I'd always had questions, but I'd always kind of just knock them off. Oh, this must happen. Or I would try to justify things that I would see, but I'd never ever know what would follow up with some of the things that I would see happen in governments and just things all around. And I started meditating because I was like, I need to know the truth. Like, there has to be a truth. I'm going to meditate consistently on being shown the truth. And that literally drew me. I am a rabbit holer. I've been a rabbit holer for over 10 years at this point. And it's led me to a lot of learning, because all I did was meditate that I would be shown the truth. And truth was shown to me as I was ready for it, because there's so much truth that's being hidden right now, and I can see it literally at the seams being pushed all around. That's why it feels like it's so chaotic, is everything that's always been in the shadows, hidden, not the, as per this, the unable to share the knowledge, sharing this information, it's being pushed. The energies are no longer supporting things being hidden in the back and the truth not being shown. So it's going to feel chaotic. It's going to feel really chaotic, because I went through learning a lot of the things that people are going to be learning and are learning years ago. But it was slowly. It was like opening one door to one rabbit hole or conspiracy, learning it, knowing it's a possibility, and now seeing it roll out. I was like, okay. And then I'd open another door. And when I was ready, and there's a lot of it that's really difficult to digest, especially things when you start talking about, like, the movie, is it the Freedom movie that is now out in the Lifemark movie theaters, where it's talking about the child trafficking, the human trafficking, and how deep it is. Our culture doesn't understand that we are in a cult, and human trafficking is huge business. And who's the number one person of running this business? It goes to the top. It goes. And we need to lead the way. We need to be in our truth, and we need to light our own path and trust our instincts. Trusting that when you get that gut instinct that that person is full of crap, you're right. They're full of crap. Trust it. You know better. And we have to stop doubting that we need a second opinion or we need somebody else to confirm it, because you already inherently know. So with that little lecture and rant on top of that, have a great day. But remember, this is what you're being told today. Lead the way. You are to follow what you physically feel. Get into that instinctual trust. And if you don't know how to, put out that connect to God, source, consciousness, whatever you relate to, and ask to be shown the truth, to know how to light your way, and it will come. The more you put that energy into it, it will happen for you. Have a beautiful day, and until tomorrow, namaste.